The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
That was a good ceremony yesterday at the ball field. Big crowd out there.
It was a great crowd out there. Good to see Steve Card and Greg Walker in town. And Steve McGregor did a great job. And hats off to Mark Speckles and his staff for putting it together. But it was good to see a lot of people. A lot of former director employees or recreation employees were on hand for the event. Just tremendous crowd on hand. It was a nice ceremony.
You know, you could just tell that the respect there for the three Jimmies that were umps in recreation and other parts of it for all the years, for all these folks to show back up for these guys.
Yeah, it's just a good event.
Okay, and then opening day of baseball, and all the teams out there having a good time. Starting the 2024 spring season for recreation baseball and softball.
Everybody wants to know what happened to that weather forecast. It was chilly last night. So much for that 70-degree weather.
Well, we had up to 70, but the thing about it was so breezy last night, and once that sun set down, it really, but it was overcast, and the wind, I mean, that wind was just whipping around everywhere. So it made it chilly.
It was chilly.
It was chilly. It made it chilly. When I got home yesterday afternoon, around 4 o'clock, and about 4:30, walked my dog, and I had to have a windbreaker on. It was just even with the sun, and trying to peek through those clouds as much as it could, but it didn't much. It was still a little chilly walking the dog. And so very windy last night, and today's going to be pretty decent, but we do have a 40% chance of showers tonight and 80% tomorrow. But the good thing about this week is the fact that it's going to rain in the middle of the week, and Easter weekend is going to look real good. So we're going to have a good-looking weekend coming up this weekend, finally.
Hopefully no rain Friday. We can get that ball game in Savannah.
No, we got the rain tomorrow, and then it'll move on out. And then Friday, let's go Friday, sunny with a high of 71. Saturday, sunny with a high of 77. All right, we got Senator Blake Tillery calling in. We'll have him on the air in just a moment.
South Georgia weather.
Here's your WIFO forecast.
Hi, everyone. Mostly cloudy, windy, warm today. Highs in the mid-70s. A few spotty showers around tonight after midnight. Tomorrow's the day you'll need the umbrella. Scattered showers and thunderstorms, most through the afternoon and evening. Highs for Wednesday, mid-70s. More showers and storms for Wednesday night and the first part of Thursday. Partly sunny and low 70s Thursday afternoon. I'm Georgia meteorologist Laura Huckabee in the GNN Weather Center.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. As we continue on with the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO. And Bob, introduce our guest.
Well, it's Tuesdays with Tillery. We got State Senator Blake Tillery on the phone. Final week of the session, Blake. So I know it's a busy time up there in Atlanta. So tell us what's happening this week.
Man, it's really busy. We've got rules meeting right now. Sorry I missed the 8 o'clock time start.
No problem. We're glad you're with us.
Adding some bills in. Man, there's so many on the floor today. I don't even know where to start. Also have the budget on the floor today. So the Rules Committee just convened to add 6 more bills. So it's a mental gymnastics game today, and just try to keep our head on the swivel, make sure folks are – sometimes the bills you don't pass are better than the bills you do pass. So keeping things from passing sometimes is the name of the game.
Yeah.
So
how long are these sessions going this week? And like I said, you got so many bills to talk about. I mean, do they stay in late, or is there a time where you leave?
Oh man, it's been late already. We've been up here all weekend, up here till 10:30 Friday, and then we were up here till about 10:30 on Saturday, and drove home and got to hang out with Ashley, Nicole, and John for a little bit, and then we were back up here at 5 o'clock on Sunday. So it's been a pretty busy weekend. And then of course yesterday went late. We just got to get the budget worked out, obviously. So today will probably go, who knows? It just depends on what happens. There could be something that the House does that the Senate doesn't like, and they slam it all down and tell everybody to go home at 6, or they could, you could keep going till 11:30. Just some of it's hard to predict.
Well, as we say all the time, the budget's the main thing. So when do you think the budget will finally be approved?
I couldn't hear you. I apologize, Bob.
I said the budget we say all the time is the main thing, and they have to pass a budget. So when do you think that'll finally be passed?
It'll have to, or they'll call us back. So nobody wants to come back. I can tell you, nobody wants to really be here right now. Ready to go
Hey,
home.
you're all lawmakers. Don't say that. Say we're excited to be here, doing the citizens of the state of Georgia good.
There are a few things that, but first, remember sometimes you feel like doctors. First, do no harm, and sometimes in these late hours, more harm can be done with us here than if we're home. But there's some things I think we're going to work for to fix really quickly and late in the game. Probably going to have to be a budget fix, but hey, that's my world. For independent pharmacists, that's been a big thing here at the end. There's something on judicial pay. I don't have an issue with the judge's pay piece. I have an issue with their being able to get a huge state increase and still get a local supplement. I'm like, hey, if we're going to work this out, we need to make it all be balanced. The judge in Jesup should make the same thing as the judge in Lyons, as the judge in Soperton, as the judge in Augusta. And right now, that's not the truth. So we're trying to work something out there. That's taken a ton of time. State Trauma Commission, really big issue for us in our rural areas, and trying to figure out how we address that, and sexual assault centers. So those are some of the bigger topics. There'll be one that we're not thinking of yet that'll take all the air out of the room at the end. Expect you're going to have some legislation that really just pertains to McIntosh County concerning bingo. Yes, that happens still. And you expect you'll see everything from medical marijuana and potentially expanding the medical cannabis commission licenses. I'm not in favor of that, but I'm expecting that I'll see it. And the sports betting will come back on one last round. You name it, we're going to see it here at the end, and a plethora of elections-related bills that have been just brewing over the past 3 months that now will fester and come out, and we'll see. I think most of them will make it, but there'll be hot topics each time.
We had a representative last week promoting sport who said he just wants to get on the ballot. So where do you see that? Is that going to survive, or are the people going to get a chance to vote on that, or do you think that's going to die?
Which was that? I heard you say something about the ballot.
The sports betting, yeah. We had a representative from Watkinsville on our program, said he was pushing it, trying to just get it on the ballot, let people decide it once for all. Do you think that'll survive?
That's their plan now. That passed out of the Senate. I didn't support it, but it had enough votes without me. It passed out of the Senate. It's in the House. I'm not sure where that's going to go. And guess who's walking in right here? Representative Meeks is walking through the door. I'm talking to Butch and Bob right here, buddy. So,
we had Stephen
he's
yesterday
smiling with an amendment in his hand, which means he's about to have some work for me. That's what so,
Can he help you with the budget? Does he help you with your budget at all? Or does he stay away from that?
Does he work on the budget? Oh, Meeks is very involved in the budget. He's the subcommittee chair of budget and fiscal affairs oversight for the House. So I have to review his stuff and whittle it back a little bit.
Do you have to break his heart like he's? Well, last week you said you had to break hearts.
He breaks mine. So he's the heartbreaker. So.
Well, again, long sessions.
You want to say anything this morning to him, Stephen? He told me I got it. So.
You got it. What about the Okefenokee thing? Where's that stand?
There's some bill. I don't know if Okefenokee bill made it out of the House. It has not. It hasn't. It's in committee. They're probably going to throw that on day 39. It's in rules. So it's in a position where it can come out of the House today, and then it'll be up for the Senate consideration. I think Representative Burchett amended it onto something. He's from Waycross yesterday.
You mentioned the bingo and explain that again. Why is it such a big issue in McIntosh?
So McIntosh County has a whole lot of land that is owned by the feds or the state, and their representative has concluded that one way you could help them is if they were able to have certain bingo games for revenue. And look, I don't know that I support that position, but I understand that other people do, and that he's working for his folks, and we'll see if that pops up. It's being carried over here on this side by the rules chairman, the Senate rules chairman, so it's got some pretty good juice, but we'll see where that lands.
Seeing them about the county doing the county itself hosting bingo games, not charities.
Yes, sir. I don't understand all the details of it, but it sounds a whole lot more like slot machines than bingo to me. But that's just me.
I just
I'm not
remember
big
growing up
fan
as a
of it
young.
right now, as you'd probably imagine. But look, there's some. We'll see what convincing they can do in the last 48 hours.
Well, if you do it for one county, you got to do it for other counties, don't you know, Blake?
I would think that would make sense as well, which is again why I think it. I'm not the biggest fan. Not the
I
biggest
just
fan.
remember growing up as a Catholic boy, we had bingo every Sunday night at church.
Well,
man.
that's
The nun-
Catholic churches.
Yeah, they
You
want
have
they,
your bingo
they,
Sunday
they,
nights.
they had to have that bingo every Sunday night. They were raising money.
Steve
But
and
that
Bob
was for
talked
charity.
About bingo on Sunday nights at church.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was charity or not. I think it was for
It
the
was
church.
for church. It was for the church.
It's for those
which is
nuns.
nonprofit.
Those
We're
nuns.
talking about a county here. That's different, you know.
Okay.
It is.
I thought bingo was
Steven says
bingo.
Scranton
Oh.
Elementary does it as a fundraiser, but I guess that would be considered almost a nonprofit too. So
Yeah.
I gotcha. Well, I hate you're staying up there late nights, but like I said, you got to get it done. So when do you think the final gavel hits and y'all walk out the door? Is it going to be Thursday, Friday? What's the schedule?
it's going to be Thursday. It has to be Thursday. It'll probably be early morning Friday, because I'm sure we'll pass midnight. But we're here. We're here, and again, appreciate everything that y'all have done for us. Thank you for letting us be on here every Tuesday with Tillery, and I appreciate that for the session. Look forward to seeing everybody at the post-legislative luncheon. And if folks have questions these last few days, it'll be kind of hard to respond timely, but feel free to call, text, or email. Cell phone number is still the same, 912-245-9915. Or if you want to call up here to the office, it's 404-656-0089.
Well, we just appreciate you guys taking the time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we've had Stephen on Mondays, you on Tuesdays, buddies on Wednesday. It's just walking around the county. A lot of people appreciate the information and appreciate y'all taking time out of your busy schedule and calling in each morning.
Yes,
so
sir.
we do appreciate it.
Y'all offer this to us. Thank you so very much, and look forward to seeing everybody at home soon.
Okay, Blake. We'll stay safe in Atlanta, and we'll see you at the post-legislative luncheon.
Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.
All right, take care. All right. State Senator Blake Tillery here on Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup for the world-famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO. All right. Bob was good that he was able to get in.
Now that I think about going back, we never did win on bingo Sunday night either, so my luck never changed on it.
You never won.
You
didn't win in bingo at church. You didn't win in your.
My mother used to win, but I never won.
You never won? Well, it's
that
just
was
pure luck.
That was a tradition. It was like every Sunday night. You'd go to go to class, and then you'd have bingo that night to close it out. So they always had prizes and things like that. But I don't remember winning much of those. But I remember being there every Sunday night.
So y'all
luckily
there all the time.
Luckily back then they didn't have Sunday night football, so the Sunday football game was already over with.
Sunday night, so you didn't have to worry about football.
I didn't have to worry back then. They didn't have Sunday. I couldn't do it now. I'd have to go. If we got to go home, we got to watch Sunday night.
Sunday night has turned into the highest rated football game of the week. Is Sunday night. It used to be, either one of the big games on Sunday afternoon or Monday night football, but now it's Sunday night football. Now as big as it's carried on a major network, not one of those streaming or cable channels, and so everybody can pick it up.
Well, Carrie Underwood doesn't hurt, so she does a good job on that Sunday night football.
Yes, she does. It was Faith there for a long time, and then Carrie picked up the baton and been running with it, and she's doing a good job with it. And so it'll be interesting to see how long she keeps it going until another younger star comes along that picks up the baton and runs with Sunday night intro.
I got excited last night.
You did.
I get updated on my Pittsburgh Steelers, every day. I got their website, and they had Kentucky Pro Day yesterday. And guess who was there to watch Trevin Wallace, the Pittsburgh linebacker coach.
The Pittsburgh linebacker coach.
Worked him out individually.
All right.
And they're very high on Trevin. So I'm telling you, the letters have paid off. See, I can see Trevin Wallace in black and gold.
Again.
I'm telling you.
Again, he was black and gold here. He can be black and gold up there in Pittsburgh.
That's what he needed.
Get out of that blue and white. He's been in Kentucky the last few years.
They need to draft him. We need linebacker help. I was excited to see that.
What about the quarterback situation there? Weren't you high on Pickens?
I was high on Pickett. I like Kenny Pickett. I think he got the shaft.
Now, is he going somewhere else?
They traded him to Philadelphia.
He's going to learn.
Supposedly when they brought Russell, this is a story that Pittsburgh tells, whether you believe it or not. But anyway, this is Mike Tomlin's take. He finally spoke to the media the other day.
Okay.
He said, they brought in Russell Wilson. They thought they needed an experienced quarterback, Super Bowl champion quarterback. and he was supposed to compete with Kenny Pickett, but Kenny Pickett got mad when they brought him in. They said he didn't, he said he wanted a change of scenery is what they said. So they gave him a change of scenery. Mike Tomlin has that saying, we don't want hostages, we want volunteers. So if you don't want to be there, like Deontay Johnson, when you start showing you don't want to be there, Tomlin just kicks you out the door.
Says go over to U-Haul, and all he had to do is go from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. That's just right down the interstate there, across state.
And I hate it. But we got Justin Fields too from Chicago. So
yeah, you're quarterback heavy here now, aren't you?
Yeah, we got a different quarterback room. We finally got rid of Mason Rudolph. Thank you, Lord. My prayers are finally answered. They shipped him to Tennessee. Got rid of Mitch Trubisky. Thank you, Lord. Got rid of him. But I didn't want to get rid of Kenny Pickett.
So you got 3 quarterbacks now.
We got 2. No, we had 3. We got 2 right now. We got Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. We had Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett.
Oh, okay.
And all 3 of those are gone.
Yeah, so you got 2.
Yeah, so we'll probably pick somebody up in the draft.
You got to have somebody else there because how many times we've seen where 2 quarterbacks have gone down, the third one's had to come in.
They'll pick somebody up in the draft.
Usually it's a running back or a receiver who played quarterback in college or high school that has to come in there and play that third person in line for quarterback.
Stetson's making a comeback, so if the Rams don't pick him up, maybe I'll send another letter to Tomlin. We can go get him.
He is working out there in Texas, isn't he?
Yeah.
He did therapy here in Jesup. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
And
Kirby Smart talked good about him. Said he spent a lot of time up at the Georgia facility working out as well before he went to Texas. So Kirby says he's ready to go. So I said he's still on the Rams roster. So the Rams just haven't made any decision on, haven't made any announcement whether he's going to be in camp when they open up or not. So, wishing him the best. Hope he's back with the Rams.
Okay. So that'd be good.
But I can envision Trevin Wallace, Pittsburgh Steeler. I'm going to be so excited.
Former Wayne County and high school player, went to Kentucky, and now trying out for the pros.
I'll be in heaven.
You'll be in heaven.
I'll be getting that Trevin Wallace jersey as soon as
you'll be getting that Wallace jersey right off the bat, huh?
No doubt.
Yep.
I can't wait. But I was so glad to see that yesterday on my Pittsburgh Steeler news that they were at his pro day, and linebacker coach had nothing but praise for Trevin Wallace.
It's amazing how they have the combine, and then they have the pro days at the different colleges.
Right.
I saw a report on WTOC about them having pro day at Georgia Southern.
Right. Yeah. It's just it's more of an individual one-on-one with the coaches and players.
Yeah.
But at Georgia's pro day, Lad McConkey talked about how well Gunnar Stockton, they had Gunnar Stockton out there throwing to Lad McConkey. So he said he put on a good show. So, but Lad McConkey's going to be a good I'm still waiting to see where Brock Bowers goes as well. They got him up in the top 5. So looking forward to the draft. But I got my fingers crossed. I think my letters are paying off. I think the Rooney's and Tomlin got the letter.
They're going to shut this guy up.
Got to get Trevin Wallace. Trevin Wallace going to Steelers. I can see it. I can visualize it. I'm starting to get really excited.
Still getting started excited about it, huh?
Yep. It'll be fun. Local kid with my hometown team. That's going to be fun. But I wish him well.
It's like on Shawshank Redemption, where the inmate sent all those letters in to the state prison board there about getting the library, and after about 3 or 4 years of that, they finally just said, "All right, we'll give you some books. Just stop sending letters."
That's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
The best line in that movie is Morgan Freeman says, "I'm the only guilty person in here. Everybody else is innocent." He says, "I'm guilty.
I'm the only guilty person here. Everybody else here didn't do it.
Everybody else didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
He said you're looking at the only guilty person in Shawshank." That's a classic movie.
Yeah, it is. It is. It wasn't that great at the theater when it first came out. People didn't know how to pronounce it. They didn't know what it was really about. But it just, after, it got into the video and the DVD and cable and all that, it's got a cult following now, and now it's one of the most popular movies out there. You've got to watch it once a year,
It's a great
flick. Just a great movie. And you'll catch things, if you could watch it 25 times, and you'll still catch things that you mishear, something in the background, or a saying in there, or a line in there, like you just said, that you forgot about, or something of that sort. But a great movie with a great ending to it, So, Shawshank Redemption. And they did get redemption.
Yeah. Getting excited. Braves baseball kicks in Thursday.
Thursday at 3 o'clock up in Philadelphia, taking on the Phillies. The game can be heard right here on 105.5 FM. And, well, you're a Brave station for Southeast Georgia. This is our 54th year of carrying Braves. And we look forward to bringing another exciting season. They've won the division 6 years in a row, World Series 2 or 3 years ago, and won over 100 games last year, and put together another exciting squad for this year.
And let's hope and pray that O'Shea Ohtani's telling the truth. He did. That's a bad story right there.
How does an interpreter have access to $4 million? I mean, I was hearing folks on Fox Sports, our AM station. It's Fox Sports Radio, 1370 AM, The Buzz, WLOP, Wayne County's heritage radio station. And they're just thinking, you know, how did this happen? I mean, you can't bet $4 million without the person who has whose money it is knowing about it.
Why is the interpreter got access to the money?
How does he have access to his money?
Doesn't he have an accountant? I mean, he's got to have other people.
Yeah,
the interpreter's just there to do those interviews.
And the IRS would get it. Other folks would get involved. Regulars, bank regulators, everybody else would be involved. There's something smells in Denmark here. Let me tell you. I'm
just hoping.
This may be another Pete Rose where you lie, and you lie some more, and hopefully the thing will go away.
Pete Rose is still lying.
He finally fessed up. We can make money when he wrote the book. When he wrote the book, he told the truth, because he made money at it.
Poor old Pete. Let him in. Poor Pete.
Let him in.
Let him in. Come on.
Let him in. Everybody's betting these days, but.
I mean, if you go to the Hall of Fame, they got Pete Rose stuff everywhere. I mean, he's in. He's just not in.
He's just not. Yeah, he's not officially in, even though all the stuff's there.
He's the all-time
Charlie Hustle himself.
Charlie Hustle.
Yeah.
I think they ought to let him in.
Yeah.
Let him in before he passes away.
Yeah, he's on up there in age now.
He's up there.
Yeah.
They said he still has those when he goes out to Cooperstown and still sits out there and does autographs and
he does?
Makes money. Yeah. So haven't seen Pete Rose in a while.
No,
now with this O'Shea Ohtani thing, that'd be a good person to talk to.
That's right. It would be. Yeah. And Pete, tell him that if you lie, eventually it's gonna be. He's gonna catch you eventually.
I just think there's more to the story. Like I said,
there's got to be more than that. $4 million. This is like a few $1,000s. It wasn't even $100,000. This is $4 million.
I just don't understand how the interpreter got access to his money. So.
I knew he was his best friend, his buddy, that kind of stuff like that. Bosom buddies there, but. There's a lot of people that get involved when $4 million is being over a period of time. Being transferred from somebody's account to a bookie's account.
That's not good.
And if it's the baseball player, that gambling addiction won't just go away. He'll have to even hide it better if it's him.
Well, that's the one thing that'll get him kicked out, though.
Oh, yeah, it'll get him kicked out in a heartbeat. You don't bet on baseball ever since what was the Say It Ain't So, Joe?
Yeah, Say It Ain't So, Joe.
Yeah. That's been the cardinal sin in baseball is betting on baseball.
White Sox scandal. Yeah.
I got that movie.
8 Men Out.
Eight Men Out is a good movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, great movie. And I got the movie because you recommended it.
I
got it. And so it's a good movie.
It's a classic.
8 Men Out.
8 Men Out. Yeah.
They were just a little upset because they didn't think got paid enough. So they're going to throw the World Series.
Well, they say Joe Jackson didn't take any money. He had a great series.
He knew about it. He didn't rat out. He wasn't a snitch, but he didn't take any money is what the story is. But who really knows?
That's another one they think should be in the Hall of Fame, but hasn't got in because of all that.
Yeah.
So it goes all the way back to that scandal. So.
Yeah. And that's been the cardinal sin that's gone down from one commissioner to the next. You don't bet on baseball. You bet on baseball, you're out. You throw to the curb, and we don't think about you anymore.
I'm just hoping one day I see Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. I think they ought to just let bygones be bygones.
Bob Costas, he listens to his comments. He feels the same way. He says, with the way things are with the attitude with betting these days, he was talking to Dan Patrick one day about a year ago about it, and they were talking about it, and Bob Costas says, just think about it. We always say this segment brought to you by, whatever betting service it is, So, he's fessed up. He's written a book. He's paid his dues. Put him in. He did a lot for baseball. He did a lot for baseball with that big red machine.
You just can't tell the story of baseball without Pete Rose. I mean, Pete Rose was, like I said, the all-time hits leader. Just a great Charlie Hustle.
Yep.
Just a great player.
But he said he never bet on the Reds.
I thought he said never been on the Reds to lose. That's what I thought.
I don't know.
But like I said,
Could be either way.
It wasn't good when he was managing the team to be betting on the team because, like I said, he could. That's what the problem was. He had influence.
Yeah. You don't do that. No. You don't do that. You don't bet on baseball. There's too many other things to bet on. But baseball's the thing that he knows the best. Apparently, this baseball player's interpreter doesn't know a doggone thing about baseball.
His track record, $4 million. Yeah, his track record's not very good. But they say he was betting on everything. He wasn't just betting on.
He was betting on everything.
Yeah, that's the word. He was betting on all kinds of stuff.
Well, that can become an addiction, just like
I still want to know how he had access to the guy's money.
Yeah.
If he's just the interpreter. I mean, you think he just gets a check? How does he have it?
How do he have access to it?
I thought O'Shea Ohtani had an accountant or
you would have to.
Advisors,
that's the reason why yesterday when they were talking about it, there's just too many other people that would be involved with that kind of money.
Right.
Not a few thousand.
That's why I'm just hoping
it's mega money.
It all works out. Hopefully he's telling the truth, but who knows? They got full-fledged investigation. Dodgers are just, could you imagine that would just blow up the Dodger season? They spent all this money on this guy.
Yeah.
All this investment. Let's hope it works out.
Yeah. Well, luckily they hadn't paid out a whole bunch right now. A lot of it's delayed money. So if he does he have to pay it back or do they get out of the contract? I'm sure they do. There's probably those type of clauses in those contracts. In those contracts.
Great player. Fun to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. They went wild in South Korea when they had that opening game over there. I mean, they were nuts about him. And, of course, the Dodgers players were nuts about the lady who threw out that first pitch.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you didn't see that? Oh, man, the Dodger players in the dugout were just drilling all over themselves for that. That it's a model over there who does animation movies based on what she looks like.
In Seoul, Korea?
Yeah, in Korea. Yeah,
gotcha.
she's a good-looking South Korean, but they do animated movies with her. That animation animated. They were popular over there in the Far East, and she had on these tight leggings, and she was just. You could just see they had pictures and video of the Dodgers players just, hitting at each other like that. They were just all going nuts, But she's a big star in South Korea, and so she was over there and she added some excitement to the first game there. All right. Anything else, Bob?
School board meets tonight. We'll be there tonight. Have a full report for you tomorrow here on the local news.
Okay. All right. Have a good day. All right. The world famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, brought to you by O'Quinn & Associates, Murphy Builder Supply, Van's Barbecue, and First Southern Bank.